Well, hey, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of our wonderful podcast here. Everybody knows up in the corner, yes, he's the Uncle Fester looking, egotistical,
Sweetheart.
headed, who has a sweetheart who might be joining us in this podcast this evening, who's moving to North Carolina, who says she just has a friend, Mr. Nathan Noss, the crippled Messiah. In the lower corner, because we have California talent, I had to bring in California talent to interview the California talent. So Big Money Dodge, thank you for co-hosting.
How's my hair?
Bald as usual.
And
Thank you.
of course, I'm the heartbreaker, and as you can tell from that opening line, I'm breaking hearts one crippled Messiah at a time.
Oh, no rest.
So Big Money,
welcome to my life.
you can go ahead and introduce our guest because my voice is crackling already. So
Ladies and gentlemen, from Santino Brothers Academy, El freaking Primo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Elprimohenio and House el Más Macho, ready to get this podcast started.
So let's do it.
Very cool.
Okay,
Nate?
Cripple Big Head, go ahead.
So, what got you started into wrestling?
So funny thing, my neighbor would always talk about pro wrestling, and I didn't know what he was talking about. So I started watching so that I can have something more in common with him. And little by little, I'd be it'd be a ritual for me to watch wrestling. I'd be studying the wrestlers. I'd be learning oh, they have a big move, which now that I know is a finisher. I'd be okay, what's this wrestler's finisher move? And I would start getting invested into it. My favorite wrestler when I would be watching and studying was Jeff Hardy. So that's who made me stay to keep watching wrestling. But it was my neighbor one that got me into wrestling. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
What about you? Who got you into wrestling?
My dad got me into wrestling.
Yeah.
My dad and I, growing up, didn't have the best relationship, but the one memory that I had that was positive, because my dad's an alcoholic, was laying on the floor watching pro wrestling with him. So,
right, when you find a comment like that and it unites you, it's you have that to thank and get another level of passion for it.
absolutely.
I would watch it with my dad too. I'd be like, Dad, watch this stuff is pretty cool, and he would get invested. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Mine would be Sean Black. He introduced me to independent wrestling, and I was like, dude, where's the schools? I want to be a part. I want to do this. I want to live out my dream. And then here I am.
Do you watch the WWE or New Japan or anything, or you just the independent?
I watch WWE, AEW, some TNA, and Ring of Honor.
They're getting up there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They got some good talent.
Oh yeah.
So,
what about you, Heartbreaker?
Well, I kind of just got into it watching as a kid. Fell in love with it. First match I ever remember seeing myself was Hogan Andre. And I was hooked ever since.
That'll get interesting. That Hogan just looking at you what the heck is this guy doing? And you just get invested. Okay.
Yep. Yep. So, hey, viewers up there, the four of you that are in the room, hey, sound off.
Please.
Let's see
I know why he's doing this. So let's move on to the next question.
All right, come on.
It's Tony's turn.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn? Okay. Give us your best Big Money Dodge story if you've got one.
Ooh.
I sure do. The first time I met him was at Michael's. I was wearing, I believe, my Santino brochure, and he's like,
Yep.
hey, he just wanted to, like, we were just talking, like, hey man, like I'm at like OCCW, like if you ever need work or want to work with us, like information, and I'll be hitting you guys up. And okay, that's really cool. So like I'm happy that I wore this shirt, or it was a wrestling shirt, or
It
else
was Santino's. It was Santino's.
yeah. So like that's where I met him first, and then I followed him, and I was like, okay, here we are. He's making a whole bunch of money, wearing shades to keep the blinding his eyes. So,
Yep.
that's the story right there.
Yes, sir. Good
Uh,
times.
Before we let Dodge answer a question, hey Michael, what's up, my man? We'll see you August 3rd for Inclusion Mania. We'll get a little bit more into that in a little bit. Jesse, Mr. MJF, you are awesome, my brother, Mr. RPG Morgan. Hello, my friend. Can't wait to see your promos tonight. But, okay, Mr. Big Money, go ahead and get going.
El Primo,
Yeah.
what is the biggest name you have fought your entire career? The biggest wrestling name?
It would have to be, I want to say Shane Haste.
No, not yet.
Shane Haste, he's from like New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was in like WWE,
Yep.
NXT, I believe. I think he was like Slapjack, I think
Yep.
he was WWE. But yeah, I wrestled him like twice, and I wrestled in a tag match Johnny Robbie, and she was really blowing. So
She
like
is.
he will become a big name. Hopefully, when she comes back, whatever happens, she's. I don't know what happened, but like when she's back, like she's gonna take over again. But like,
Johnny
yeah,
Robbie is amazing.
yeah. So like Shane Haste and Tyler Bateman, and now it's gonna be Eli Everfly. So
There.
there's
Damn.
add up the names. That's why I push myself to learn more. So,
Well, you're doing an amazing job, sir.
yeah, man, thank you, dude.
Yes, sir.
And
Nate.
Mr. Lloyd Allen has joined us. Hey, Lloyd, how are you, my man?
So, first of all, you talked about all the money that Big Money Dodge is making. It's easy to make that kind of money. All you got to do is buy a Monopoly game every, couple of months, and you can accumulate that much money too.
Hey, man, what you got to say about that, man?
You know, he'll find out in August show. He'll find out.
Find out what? So you're telling me I can pay you your PO and Monopoly money? Got you.
You'll find out.
Hey, Mr.
You'll
Messiah, I invited him as a guest of your podcast. Treat the man with some respect here.
About
This
time.
is me treating him with respect. You don't want to see go the other way.
Where's your girlfriend? Is she in yet? I'm waiting.
Hey, let's stay professional here, shall we?
Yeah, shall we?
So,
I got.
you got a question or what?
So, can you tell us a little bit more about Santino's brothers for the people out there that might not know a lot about it?
Yeah, so like Santino Brothers is located in Bell Gardens. It's in a storage unit, I think, or like a warehouse, like storage unit. So it's like small but big enough for it to like ring to fit in there, a bathroom, a restaurant, ground. You just get in there, no bullshit, just put in the work. It's the nitty gritty. It's feels like it kind of feels like they have like the old school mentality. So like they don't sugarcoat anything. They push you. They tell you how it is. They'll like, uh, you know, back then people would get like fucked up because like it's not fake fighting. It's real. It can get real really quick. So and you have to have a
Yep.
lot of respect for wrestling and
Yep.
um you have to like earn your keep. They don't, like I said, they don't bullshit you. So like they teach you the right way. They make wrestlers. They don't just. They're not happy with like that's good enough. Like you need to have everything fucking excellent before you debut. So like that passion and that like strict mindset, has been brought down to me. Like I absorbed that, and I take that with me everywhere I go, and it even like helped me to become like a better man, to stand up for myself. Like in wrestling, fight back, they'll actually like try to take advantage of you and like really try to mess you up. So like you need to be a man in there, or else you're gonna get eaten alive and you're not gonna be going anywhere. And if you're trying to be on TV, like people are gonna eat you alive, fight back and look like and be a wrestler. So like that's it's just passion there, and it's the right way. They do it the right way and they don't bullshit you. So you want to be a legit wrestler, pro wrestler, then like I I recommend Santino Bros. I've gone to like other places or I see how other wrestlers wrestle and like they I think they're just like being like by passing by, and our school won't allow that, So it's a good. It's helped even build, the wrestling like in every independent wrestling show. There is a Santino Bros person there, whether it's an announcer or a ref. We have Scarlett that like Scarlett is a Donovan, Santino Bros. Ref. She's doing like New Japan. She's in Washington. She's one of like the top wrestlers around the world right now. You got Eli Everfly that's like flown everywhere, wrestled everyone. PWG, Brody King in AEW.
Yep.
Jake
Yep.
Atlas. Like we're getting we're spreading out. To forget that, but like we're always there. We're good for like the independent. So like we don't fuck around. Bottom line.
They put like big money talent in that place, and they have so many different classes. Like I'd recommend it. Like I haven't been there personally, but just hearing from other talents that's in there compared to any other wrestling schools around SoCal, definitely Santino's. I'd highly recommend.
Yeah, and it's all because of Joey Chaos and
Yep.
his uncle that gave him that. Robbie Phoenix. He my like head coach. Jake Atlas taught me. Tyler Bateman taught me. Eli Everfly coached me. I mean, and they're still my mentors. I look up Joey Chaos a lot. And his
Yep.
passion like undeniable, unbeatable. Especially Eli Everfly, like his passion. There's like no one more passionate than like fucking Eli, man. Like
He tells you how it is. He
that,
really would.
like if you tell him, if you're gonna be telling me like you're the most passionate, like that's bull. Because like Eli is the one that like he like lives and breathes it.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
it just flows into me, and I have a little bit of everyone. So yeah, I'm really happy I was able to find that. But there's always the other schools. I looked
Yeah.
up at other schools. Luckily I was able to like Santino Bros was the closest. The second closest was like Knox Pro. Uh, I think there was another one. I can't really remember at the top of my head, but yeah. Santino Bros, my guy.
Yeah. Tony?
Actually, before we get going, as a bad host, Mr. Messiah, shame on you. You should have thanked your sponsors. So I guess I will.
I
guess-
was trying to
guess-
dodge damage control because you
I
guys
guess I
jumped
will-
on me before I had
I
a chance
guess-
to do anything.
I guess taking over the host role, then I guess I will cover your bases for you. So with that being said, Inclusion Pro Wrestling and Inclusion Matters podcast is proudly sponsored by Forever Fit Gym, the exclusive gym of Inclusion Pro Wrestling. Trophy Smack. For all your title needs, contact Trophy Smack. You guys want a great website or anything PR work, check out my friend Dakota Haynes at Columbia PR and Marketing. In fact, I believe he did a beautiful website for Big Money Dodge.
Yes, sir.
But, our biggest sponsor or one of our closest sponsors to our heart, I want to thank you, Global Wrestling Family. What's so great about Global Wrestling Family is they are the ones that sponsor Vanessa Kraft. And if you guys remember last week, we had Vanessa come on, and they're the ones that are making sure she's going to be here in inclusion. So thank you, Global Wrestling Family. Now, Messiah, that is how you sell your podcast. That is how you
Yeah.
sell your promotion.
Gonna
There
take
goes.
your sponsor.
I'm working on it, but there goes that head again. It's like one of those clown games, at the circus where you shoot the water in the mouth and the head blows up.
Yeah.
And Princess, if you're watching, you have my permission because he brought up clowns on this podcast to beat him the next time you see him.
SMW.
Look, I'm shaking. See, I'm scared.
So
You will be when your girlfriend shows up.
So let's just put it this way. Next question I guess we'll ask is, Messiah likes to do these top 5 questions. So, let's just start it easy. Let's do the top 5 males and your top 5 male wrestlers. It can be indie, it can be professional.
Okay. So top 5, whatever mic work would have to be The Rock, Bryan Danielson, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, and
El Primo.
Oh, hey! I'm biased, so I can't be biased. Zack Sabre Jr. Or actually, Kenta.
Ooh.
Yes.
Good one.
I try to something from each of them. Kenta, how well he does striking with his legs. Bryan Danielson, his technical wrestling. The Rock, his charisma, his mic work. Kurt Angle, just believability, his technical wrestling too. Where it doesn't matter what size the person is, he's not going to back down, and he's a wrestler. His everything he did in there was clean, and I want to live up to that. And I think I said Eddie Guerrero. Eddie, freaking Latino, the Mexicanos, and he was one of them. And there's always like 2 people that anyone would like beat up if you talk bad about them. One of them is Selena, the other one's Eddie Guerrero. So having that kind of respect is hard to get, and something that I'm reaching for, but I got it, and if it comes, it's okay. But as long as I don't respect wrestling and my work, that's all I can hope for. Those are the top 5 males.
I like that. Now, how about your top 5 female?
All right. So for female wrestling, I'd have to say Lita. She was crazy. She would do stuff that I wouldn't like think that I could like. I would try, that like backflip, and she was tough. She's a tough cookie too. Taking power bombs and shit, like not chickening out from anything. I like Delilah Doom. She's actually an independent wrestler right now. She's signed with like WoW and stuff. She's the wife of Eli. I'm probably not allowed to say that, but I said it. It's sterile. But like, she's amazing in her work, her passion, how long she's been doing it, and she still has the passion for it. She's believable. She has the crowd invested. Whether if she wants you to like her, you'll like her. If she wants you to hate her, you'll hate her. So Lita, Delilah Doom, Ruby Reyes,
Yes.
Bros, alumni, is also signed in WoW. She hits hard. She back down from anyone. She believable. She hits harder than a lot of dudes, and she can take a punch and she'll lay you the hell out. And she's one of my mentors too. Let's see.
And that was a first, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, surprisingly, that was the first time somebody's brought her up on.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Sleeping on her then. That's not good. Shit.
Right?
Know about her then, yeah. Like, yeah. Who was it? Who did I say?
You said Lita, Delilah,
Ella Ruby.
Ruby.
Oh, Johnny Robbie. Just because she started from the bottom. Like, she actually like trained for like 2 years before like she could be like a wrestler, and like her passion is there, and like she could take an ass whooping, and like
Yeah, she can.
she was like blowing work ethic, getting up there, and like she really wants it, and I gravitate towards that,
She's amazing talent.
yes,
Amazing.
and the she's nice too, and that's important to me. Um, and then last one will be I want to say Oscar, because like she's got that background of like hard style hitting chicks good, like slamming them,
Yeah.
like business. And like
It's a good list.
she has like I like her character too, her character work. And she's not only like a good character, but she's an amazing wrestler too. And she does a really good match psychology and good storytelling. So
Yeah.
they're my top five. Lita, Delilah Doom, Ruby Reyes, Johnny Robbie, and Oscar.
All amazing talent.
Oh yeah.
That's funny because Big Money and I were talking about Ruby Reyes before you came on. So honestly, we're two of the people that didn't sleep on her
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
and haven't for a very long time.
Watch her stuff. She went with Big Bad Brody King. That guy's huge and scary much effort. So
Yeah.
That'd have been one hell of a fight, man.
so, it was good.
Go ahead, Nate.
So you talked about wanting to travel to like different states to wrestle. What excites you the most about maybe getting out of California and
Finding out what other places how they like to work, because like around in some places here in Cali, they worry more about like the moves. They want to see like a banger, like 10-star match with like excitement. So like in other places, I've noticed like they like more character work. If you do all these like moves and really hard to follow storytelling, they won't know like what to do. They don't understand that you need to like clap and like cheer and move. So like I'm excited to like and new faces too, because like around in Cali, I feel like everyone works the same, and like I'm trying to find people that work like different. So like going out of state, I'm gonna be experiencing that and also learning new shit from whomever I'm wrestling. I'll try not to curse.
you're
Uh,
fine.
it's not professional though. So
No, I got you.
yes, but I appreciate that. So just the finding out the culture, finding out what works, what doesn't work, learning new stuff, networking, getting my name out there too, and traveling is like just really important to try to get me ready for what I want to do, which is well, that's probably going to be another question of like what the end goal is, but like if I want to work on TV, I won't say where yet, but me, I'm gonna have to be traveling, so I'm gonna have to get used to that kind of grind. Right now I've been doing like the most I've done is like 8 hour drives, there and then eight back. So like that's like 16 hours of my day that like I've had to like do. There's people that have driven like way more, and I haven't experienced that yet. But like I'm just trying to get myself ready for the bigger picture. But yeah, just most importantly, like just seeing the seeing different cultures. They're not just in wrestling, but like what kind of foods are like they known for, and just like finding out new stuff. Just living life, not just in Cali. Not being a
Yeah.
40 wrestler. I want to travel. I need to travel.
Yep.
To
And deserve to.
hone my craft too. Like that's what makes a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Traveling. Sami Zayn has traveled every freaking where, and like he brought what he liked from each place and came back and like became a really good wrestler. I believe Finn Balor did the same thing. Like all the good
Mhm.
like AJ Styles, he's one of the best, if not the best. And he's traveled, and like that's Brian Danielson. Is another big one that's traveled everywhere. Japan, like everywhere, worked the good places, the bad places, the places we probably don't even know of. and that's like you lose yourself in wrestling. You know, not just with what you watch, but also with where you work at, who you work with.
Yep.
Just be the absorb every be a master of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Perfect.
Very nice. And I can tell you that when you work, it's not going to be an if, but when you work for Inclusion, which is Tony and I's promotion,
Mm-hmm.
we have kind of like a family friendly like ECW crowd. Like once
Right.
they accept you into like Inclusion, you're over like crazy.
Yes.
Or they hate you like crazy.
Perfect. Another good experience. Can't wait. A new crowd. People don't know me. They're gonna know me. So
Exactly.
yeah, man.
So for the three people that are in here, Lloyd and Jesse, and I'm not sure who else is watching. What Nathan was talking about was Primo has been offered a chance to come to Inclusion in November for our Rumble, and we are going to put him in a match. So Inclusion Pro Wrestling, be warned, Primo's on his way.
Yep.
Okay? So be warned, he's on his way. Anybody on our roster that thinks they want to take on Primo, please let one of us know, and we'll make that happen.
Yep.
And
Ready.
as of right now, I can say probably the November Rumble, instead of having a 20-man, we're probably going to have at least 25. You're welcome, because we're growing even more and bringing more talent in that we're going to make the Rumble even bigger. So,
Man.
Go ahead, Tony. Your question.
so let's see here. With that being said, what is some of the advice that your trainers have given to you way back when you started that you still use today?
Keep my mouth shut and ears open. Don't think your shit don't stink. Always be a student of the game. Respect the business. Work out. You have to work out, you know. And what else do I like? There's just so much, you know, that my mentors and coaches have told me to do, and I still do, you know. Advertise myself, you know. It's not just about how much you train and wrestle. Like, you got to study at home. You got to watch wrestling. You got to watch wrestling from today. Watch wrestling that's happening right now. Watch wrestling, like, even like my coach even said, watch backyard wrestling so you can see what not to do, and you know, just to see, you learn from anything. You know, you can learn from watching backyard wrestling of what not to do, of like, oh shit, you know, like, we don't want to be like that, you know, or we were that, you know. At least I was doing that, you know, because I was a fan, you know. I was a kid.
Yep.
Out of something, my thing's kind of lagging. I don't know if you guys see me moving all slow or not, but
Yeah, it's
do
probably
see
a
me
bad
move?
connection, guys. We apologize. It's probably a bad connection, but
But
can
we
hear
got
you.
you, so.
Yeah, sorry about that, but as long as you can keep hearing, that's cool. But yeah, that's just the biggest thing, you know. Just be a student of the game. Keep your mouth shut, ears open, and this is not just a part-time gig. This is a lifestyle. So like, it's not just one foot in, one foot out. I'm like all in, you know. I try to live and breathe this, you know. All I think about is like wrestling spots, wrestling workouts,
Yep.
wrestling moves, like everything fucking wrestling, you know. Promos. I try to be the very best I can so that I can one day, you know, be the main event at like every promotion I work at, you know, just be that main big name like caliber, you know, main event person, you know. Second place is not fucking good enough. I need to be the top guy. So that's what I'm shooting for, and yeah, that's just the biggest, yeah. Mouth shut, ears open. Learn as much as you can.
Very good. Very true, too. Now, my question, good sir.
Mm.
WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA. Which one would you love to sign with, and who would your very first match be up against?
I want to work all of them, but where I want to end up, the end would be WWE. And my first match, I would want it to be Kevin Owens.
Oh,
At his first match in like the main roster with John Cena, like they had a really good match. Just showed he just was able to showcase what he can do, and they had a fucking, what the kids say right now, banger. So like,
yep.
I would want to push myself with that, and because like he's a unique kind of wrestler too,
Yep.
and I think we would have a good match. So my first match, not facing the champ yet. I mean, why not, face the champ, whoever the champ is, but like I want to, if I face the champ, it's going to be to win it, not just to like test the waters. So like my first one, I would want to be Kevin Owens.
Hey, Triple H.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Just saying.
Hear about me sooner or later, man. Like, it's going to happen. So
I believe it.
yeah. Same, man.
Yes, sir.
Putting it out in the universe.
Good.
All right. So before we get going any further, hey Messiah, we're 31 minutes in. Where's your sweetheart?
She's busy.
He probably messaged her and said, "Hey, don't come on. They're going to talk too much shit." Just saying.
No, she's strong enough she can handle anything, but she's getting ready to move in like 12 days, so she's probably busy getting ready to do that.
Oh, well, that's good.
Just a friend.
Hey, that means that something's going on there then. If you know that much, then hey, props for you, man. Hey.
Yep.
All right, Messiah. If you don't think you're too heartbroken, ask your question.
God damn it. So what was your first thoughts like after your first day of training? Like a lot of people say, like, man, what did I get myself into? Or were you just like jacked that you were finally able to do something?
I was happy about it. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I was just happy enough to like touch a ring. Like I wanted to know what it felt like. And like I went to like maybe like 2 independent wrestling shows. One of them being Mach 1 Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think both show. Actually, no, the other one was some like WAM or something like that. Where like now that I know, Brian Cage wrestled Chris Masters, and Brian Cage, and like that was the second independent wrestling show I did, and I ended up taking a photo with Brian Cage. So like if I ever face him, I'm gonna show him that photo and tell him like, hey man, full circle, dude. And I took a photo with Daniel Bryan. So like if I wrestle him, full circle, man. If I wrestle Christian, full circle. Unfortunately, Luke Harper passed away. Brody Lee.
Yep.
So like that would have been awesome, but like that won't be happening. But like he's another one that I look up to. But getting back to the topic. Well, what was the question again? I kind of went off.
No, you're good. So, what was your first thought after like your first day of training?
Yeah, holy crap, I went way around. Yeah,
no, you're good.
Like,
too many chair shots.
My first thought was like they're making us do a whole bunch of cardio. Like wrestling is not what I thought. I thought we were gonna get into like locking up or something, but nope. We had to learn how to do our wrestling roles, learning how to like get our cardio into shape. Like the first month or 2 or 3 was like cardio where they try to like burn you out, see what you're made of. Back in the day, what they tell me is like back in the day they would try to get rid of people by like kicking their ass. Now at least in Santino Bros, they try to get rid of the people that don't really want it with cardio, because it's freaking hard, but you have good cardio to be a wrestler, because when someone's tired, you can tell, and they start looking like crap, and most importantly, they're going to be dropping the person they're carrying. And rule number 1 is to protect the person you're working with.
Yep.
You got to protect the person you're working with. Like I'd rather get myself hurt than hurt the person I'm wrestling. It don't fucking feel good. I'm sure don't fucking feel good, but yeah, I was like, this is not what I expected. The ropes were not. I didn't know what to expect when I hit the ropes, and they hurt for like the first year. You have to build a callus towards it, and like when I took my first bump, I was like, is this really what I want to be doing? Like, it kind of broke my heart where I questioned it, where I was like, I have to
Yep.
be serious about it because like there's gonna become a day where like I'm not gonna be able to bump anymore because I'm just gonna be too hurt.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be able to do it for a long time. And wrestling is all about longevity and being smart about how you wrestle. Um, so I was thinking like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to feel like shit every time I take a back bump or face bump or front foot bump, or if I get hit in the head hard, do I really want to put myself in a situation where I'm gonna get concussed? Like, obviously, I don't want to get concussed, but that's why they teach you
Yep.
be tough, how to protect yourself. That's why you have to live and make wrestling your life, because when you do that, you're going to the gym, you're building up your neck, you're building up, you're putting on that armor, to protect yourself to be able to do this for a long time. And you have to be smart to be a wrestler, because like you have to listen to like the crowd when you're like wrestling, because like if the crowd's like silent or dead, you're not doing your job. You always want there to be noise.
Yep.
So yeah, when I first joined, I was like, "This is not what I expected." And when I took my first bump, is this really what I want to do? And 5, 6 years later, it's yes. So long question, long answer for a small question. But
No, that's a great answer.
It is a great answer.
Go ahead, Tony.
um, let's just go with one of our fans' questions here. Who would your dream match be against?
I want to know.
my dream match.
You really got him. Good job.
Honestly, it would have to be a. Huh. Well, okay. So I'll do one like living and one that is not with us anymore. One that is not with us anymore would be Eddie Guerrero. You
That'd
know,
be a hell of a match.
up to that
Mhm.
guy. I feel like I would have nothing but learn. Like I would get nothing but knowledge from him. And someone that's alive would be Will Ospreay.
Ooh.
Ooh, where do I get tickets for that match? I'm down. I'm down.
I was gonna say, sign me up for
Ooh.
that one.
Yeah, like
Wow.
yeah, that would be my dream match. Like, fuck yeah, like let's do this shit.
Now that's like a WrestleMania main event, I think.
And yeah, something. Either
Wow.
him, like Brian Danielson, because like I look up to that guy so much. I studied like as many matches of him that I could possibly find online.
Right.
So those two.
Now, you and I are from SoCal.
Mhm.
Your toughest match from SoCal talent. Top 3 toughest opponents.
Wow, way to put the guy on the spot, Dodge.
Isn't
I
that my job?
I got it. I got those. Let me see. So the first one would be Tyler Bateman, because not only does he like hit hard, which I don't really, I don't care, but he's a legit wrestler. Like he's trained back in the day and he hits motherfuckers. So like, and also
Mhm.
like he pushed me in the match psychology and like just what we kind of like had in mind, what we wanted to do, but like to try to follow his lead, and me looking up to him and me being fucking scared because I didn't want to embarrass myself or mess up or ask, oh, like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going to happen here? Like, showing that I wasn't afraid, to mess up or whatever. Like, that one was a big one, a tough one. Because I was probably like I was maybe like 10 matches in, and then they gave me Bateman, and like
That was quick.
I was, yeah, uh that one, was one of the hard ones. But I did it, and it was nerve-wracking. It was stressful, but I did it, and I'm more than capable of like doing that again, and again, But so there's Tyler Bateman. The second hardest match I've had would have to be trying to remember. It would probably be probably my match with like Alonso Alvarez. That was more of like a learning match, and that match happened at Ground Zero in San Diego. The match didn't go how I wanted it to. Like, the crowd wasn't really like interacting how we wanted it to, so it was a hard pill to swallow. Of like, oh, like I'm good, but not as good as I thought I was, and that was like year
Gotcha.
one wrestling, so that was a really big learning experience. Um, and then the match 3 would have to be me and Kodo Hero.
Oh yeah.
We wrestled at a Desert Pro main event. We went like 22 minutes.
Wow.
It was difficult because first, like, it was like super hot and we did it outside. And at Desert Pro, it's in like where is it at? It's in like the desert, obviously, but like it was really hot. It was nighttime and it was still hot, and like we had to stay alive, like meaning like no, we couldn't look tired, and we were like blown up by like minute like 12, and we had like 8 minutes left, and we delivered like a pretty high caliber match, but that's where like Kodo Hero, he ended up, he was the better man. He beat me to be a number one contendership. So like that one was like the third hardest match.
He's a great talent too.
Yeah. Yeah, Kodo Hero. So those are the three. Tyler Bateman, Alonso Alvarez, and
Kodo. Nice. All right, Messiah.
So, how did your finisher come to be?
So like with my character, like I would try different finishers, and it just didn't feel like my character wouldn't do that. Like even if I liked it, it was like no, it doesn't feel like genuine. But like honestly, like the finisher I'm using right now, which is the angel wings from like, or Daniels uses that a lot. If not, if he didn't make it, then he would. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference because he like kind of like owns it. I feel, but I would use that in the backyard, and I just liked how it looked. It looked like a finisher. I felt like I could give it to like anybody. It was a form of like a pedigree and like just like driving the person's head down. I liked how it looked. I add a little spin to it. It just looked unique, other than like lifting the person up and like a choke slam or like a pile driver or like a spear. That move, like not a lot of people really do that, and I liked like how it looked, and it gravitated towards me. And when I saw it, I got excited. Oh, so how the move would make me feel when I saw it, and now when I do it, it's like, okay, that looks fucking amazing. That looked cool. Like I'm satisfied if someone wins a match with that 1, 2, 3, like perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it feels like a Elprimohenio move. So
I like that.
I can see that too.
yeah. Yeah, I'll probably post the finisher how when I do it. Like I do it good most if not all the time. But I'll post it today. One that I did, a really good one on like Eddie Roar. It looks fucking amazing. I was like, shh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so this is first of all, a comment for Mr. RPG Morgan. Dude, you went to another promotion and rocked it last week. You're starting to do promotion or promo work. Brother, if you want to hook up with Primo and do a promo for inclusion, I will get you his contact info and you guys can light one up. I don't care.
Absolutely.
So, if you really want to do a promo with him, I'll hook you up. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, next question would probably be the best wrestler turned actor.
Batista.
Yep.
He's underrated, like John Cena is good, I like John Cena, like I liked him in like Cock Blockers and like his Peacemaker, The Rock, he sucks, dude. Like every movie, I should probably not say, obviously it's hard to be an actor, but like he doesn't really. I don't even look forward to watching his movies anymore, man. But yeah. So Batista would be the best wrestler turned actor.
Now my question, since I'm the best manager in SoCal, I'm just saying.
You've been smelling the fumes off that fake money again, haven't you?
So, top 5 managers. It could be indie, it could be pro, anything.
All right. Paul Heyman, one of the best on the mic. Yep. Paul Bearer, his character just stood out and like it's memorable and will live on for like ever as long like even as long as the Undertaker's gonna fucking live, Bobby the Brain, I really liked how he can work the crowd. He got that heat good. He was funny and he was still hateable,
At the same time. Yep.
Yeah. What's his name? I liked, even though she's a really great wrestler, I like the Zelina Vega.
Yep.
She did really well, she was really live and like good and like believable and like you really hated her and like she just owned it and you can tell like she liked doing it,
Yeah.
Her, and then like the last one for the top 5 managers have to be Vicky Guerrero.
Wow.
Got that heat.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
I hated her so much.
Her annoying voice.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was it really her, or was it the voice that made you want to run out of the room that you hated the most?
Oh my gosh.
Man. If I muted her, I hated her. If I didn't mute her and not see her, I hated her. So like, yeah.
Right.
That just means she's doing her job really well. So.
Yep. Yep. Beautiful. Go ahead, Messiah.
So, if a promoter came up to you and said, "Describe your character to me," how would you describe your character?
My character is just me times 1,000, which is, cocky, arrogant. I feel like I'm like the center of the world, but respectful. I try to be funny about it. I try not to take shit from anyone, no matter how big or small they are. I don't like looking weak, so like I'm really big about respect. So like if you don't respect me, I'm gonna make you respect me, and if you do, then we're gonna be okay. And I have some sort of like an ego, but like I'm very in tune with not being a shithead about it, but like if I feel like offended, I'm gonna remember that, and if I'm gonna be wrestling you, then I'm gonna try to like I'm gonna make you remember that and make you respect me, um, and I'm an entertainer too, so like I'm really live. I'm alive. I like wearing like I like looking my best, my sharpest, being fucking tough, making people believe in me, So all in all, yeah, it's just me as a thousand machismo, man. Just being
Yeah.
as macho as I fucking can, not taking shit.
I like that.
Well
I
put.
see. I like that, and I agree with him. But Messiah, you've got a whole lot to learn from this man. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I think he can teach me some things, but I think I can
I,
hang a little bit too.
I'll teach you, man. I got you, bro.
All
I
right, I
mean,
got.
Just gotta turn off that nice guy switch and turn on that fucking mas macho switch. Just do it, bro. Fucking.
Got you.
That's it.
I was a nice guy, bro. That's not gonna get you anywhere. But you're not. You're just a good person. Everyone here is good, They just love giving you shit, but it's love
See,
too.
my biggest problem is the reason I'm called the crippled messiah is I'm legitimately in a wheelchair. I have a disability, so if I try to be a bad guy in front of a crowd, the first thing they're gonna see is a wheelchair. So unless I flip it and try to make you like I'm the baddest like person in a wheelchair like I could be, you're gonna
Yeah,
love me anyway. Because like, who doesn't sympathize with somebody like?
yeah. There's a way, man, there's a way, and I know you can find that. But like either way, like even if you're trying to get like the crowd to hate you, they can rub that in your face that you're in a wheelchair, but you're like, you know what? I don't even freaking care. You're the ones that are sitting down. I'm the one on a mic. You can't do anything about it. I'm the show. You pay to see me.
Sit down,
Yeah.
shut up.
My thing is this, right? It's like, yeah, you guys might hate me because I'm in a chair, but you know how many doors are opened up for me that you can't even think of because I am in a chair? So don't be jealous just because you can't be where I'm at.
And you get to sit down like all the time. Like it gets tiring. Like I want to sit down all the time. Like shit, tired, bro.
well, it's down to that time here where we just get a couple more questions. So let's do some good ones.
Oh yeah.
Your Mount Rushmore of what the hell? Let's do it. Your Mount Rushmore of tag teams.
Ooh.
I knew that's where he was going.
Well, let's see. First one that comes to mind is the Hardy Boys, man. Hardy Boys. Not your typical kind of tag team, They first of all, they're like actual legit brothers. Second of all, they would do like all the crazy shit, No one makes a drop look as cool as Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy with his Swanson bomb. The clothes, the gear that they would wear really stood out to me. They had a different look, they were energetic. Their theme song was dope. I wanted to act like them, when I would watch them. Like fuck yeah, they look like superheroes. Then like before, like they look like wrestlers, but they can fucking go too. So Hardy Boys, um, uh, let's see. It's more of a group, but like the Four Horsemen,
Yeah.
especially Arn Anderson. Um, they knew how to freaking work. They were ahead of their time. With like match psychology and stuff, and like people try to gimmick their match psychology to this day because like there was never like not one person just standing outside. There was always every single person was doing something, and it's kind of boring when it looks like a tag match is like 1 versus 1, and then it's the other person 1 versus 1. When it looks like it's an actual tag match, that's when it's good. Um, what else? Well, were you gonna say something, Nathan? I saw your hand do that.
No, my hand just does that. I apologize.
Yeah.
I was like, and I want to hear what you got to say, but so the Four Horsemen, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, you know, uh, I just gravitated towards them, and especially because as simple as hey Devon, get the tables,
Yep.
that's still
That's all
known.
it took.
It's still known to this day, and it will be known forever. Uh, APA, so JBL and
Right.
Rollins. So I liked how hard they would hit. Back then I didn't really appreciate that, but now that I watch and I'm in wrestling, like I'm like, oh, like these motherfuckers were like, they could tear anyone up, but they were doing their job, and when they had to, work to do the business, they would do the business.
And they were good at poker.
Yeah, at playing poker like that. Shit, you
Yeah.
can't get any better than that. And then the last one would be uh, kind of tough. Honestly, it would have to be right now. They're in the Indies. Um, Krusty Crew.
Oh,
They're Bros. So it's Lucas Riley and Dom Kubrick. Like whether they're doing singles or like tag, they always like show up and show out, and like they're really entertaining and they're
yep.
really good. They're very athletic. They're student of the games too. Like they made tag team like they didn't just like they weren't upset like okay we have to do a tag, like they took that opportunity and made the best of it, and like
It's
they
working.
no yeah they're like getting up there whether they're singles or tag, but like they're you can learn something from them too. So that's gonna be, was that 5 or 4?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My turn.
Hmm.
What's your opinion on death matches, and would you or have you ever been in one?
I was surprised it took you that long to answer ask that question. Usually that's one of your first ones.
My opinion is like it takes a different kind of person to do those kind of death matches, like especially like the light bulbs. Like
Yeah.
it it not only does it look like it hurts, but like all that powder that comes out of it, like it can't be good to breathe, but they look past that because they're so passionate and just want to entertain the fans, and that's what they love doing. Like by all means do what you love, but like the
Yep.
fact that they're like putting their body through all that and into their lungs, like that's like that's takes
Insane.
a different kind of athlete competitor to do that. I have respect for it. They do a whole bunch of like their wrestling careers are probably so short because of how much damage they put their body through. So like
Yep.
nothing but like, respect towards them. I've only done like I guess you could say anything goes, or like a hardcore match where like uh I ended up getting like cut on my forehead. I was bleeding. I did a tables match, like, but we used like chairs. We used no, actually, we just used the tables. But I was in another match where we used chairs. I'm trying to have a match where I use like barbed wire, but like as far as like death match stuff, like I don't think I would try to do glass or like light bulbs. The most I would do would be like tables, ladders, and chairs. Like I want to do that kind of match, or
There you
steel
go.
cage, like steel cage match, and like having like a Hell in a Cell match. I want to do. Um, but that's not really my forte, death match. But the most I would do would be like hardcore match. Like I'll do fire, I'll do tables, I'll do chairs, ladders, barbed wire, maybe maybe a glass. Um, I don't know, maybe a bowling ball. Some you know, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
And Messiah, your turn.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot for a second, if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Oh
So
yeah.
the heartburn up there, or whatever you want to call them, said you're gonna be at the Cowlitz River Rumble in November. Why don't you let some of the wrestlers and some of the fans know, maybe in a promo form, we can expect in November?
You got to give him a little bit of the concept of the Cowlitz River Rumble here first, Mr. Messiah. So let me allow you. The winner of the Cowlitz River Rumble is the #1 contender for our Cowlitz County Championship, which is just the title just right underneath the heavyweight title. So with that information, go.
Whether it's 20 or 25 people, I prefer to wrestle 20 to 25 people, because what better way to prove myself worthy of the second highest championship title, than beating 20, 25 other competitors. Why beat one when you can beat 20? I'm going to be coming in there not knowing who's going to be in there, but I'm going to go in there knowing that I'm even more prepared than anyone else, because this is my life. This is what I've been working for. And if you're not #1, then no one's going to care about you. And El Mas Macho is here to be #1. So whoever is in there with me, you're going to be getting over that top rope, or you're going to tap out. Whatever the stipulation is, I'm going to be winning.
My money's on him. That's it. Money's on El Primo.
And the thing is, I wouldn't take his money, but I think you have a good chance also.
Yeah, man. So.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we want to thank El Primo for coming on this evening and spending some of his Friday evening with us. It was
always good seeing you, Primo.
You can see him live in Inclusion Pro Wrestling on November 23rd. That's right, fans. November 23rd is Cowlitz River Rumble 2, and it's actually our 1-year anniversary as a promotion. Believe it or not, fans, in November, Nathan and I have been around for a year. It's been a long, hard fight, but we've done it, and we've got, 9 dates, I believe, for 25.
Wow, okay.
So we went from 5 shows this year to 9. So we're kind of jumping the stakes a little bit, but, bringing in some California talent here and there is going to just make things a little bit more spicy and a little bit more flavor.
Thank you, Jesse. It's 8 shows, actually, as he pointed out in the comment.
Okay, I guess it's 8 shows.
Well, we got a correction officer now?
But I do want to say one thing, and this is probably going to be one of the most passionate things. The one thing that people need to know about inclusion is never give up. Because the backstory to inclusion, which the viewers here have known in ad nauseum before, I could have given up a long time ago. Tony could have given up a long time ago, and we didn't. Now we're at 1 year, and we're going to keep going strong.
Nice. Congrats. Really good.
So, again, we want to thank Primo again for coming on.
Thank you, brother.
There's going to be many other talents from Santino Brothers joining us in Inclusion. I promise you that.
Yeah.
I can't divulge any other information besides I know we're in talks with Primo to bring him out. I can't divulge any other information. Just everybody come to our August show, because you'll meet another one from California that's going to be around for a while. That's all I can say. So until our next podcast, guys, remember Inclusion Pro Wrestling Summer Mania.
Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this
Inclusion Mania, August 3rd, 534 Bunker Hill Road, Longview, Washington. All right. Thank you and good night, everybody.
And guess who I met? I whispered in the air, come to the picture.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.